remembered before me and Melanie got more serious was I spent about $400 in fiscal 2013 or 2013, I believe. Um, I was buying my way to female affection. And the way that was that I'd go to a restaurant, frequent the waitress, maybe find a way to ask her out. Never happened because the gentleman he was a family friend of mine, and he was protective. Even for meal natural support, basically it was like having a mother, but just he had like the protective um, nature. And then not to mention, I wasn't really on Facebook at that point. I was off for those few years. So I know I was looking at the wrong places, but this is how you get the female attention. Then you hope that if you frequented American Eagle or Aeropostale or something like that, well, maybe something would happen, right? Not only that, I was trying to apply for some of the jobs that the outlets in the wall and all that, and that didn't work out. So that all happened in the year 2013, and that was a lot of money, and not to mention the subscriptions to Match and all that good crap too. So I did everything to get the affection because I wasn't getting the attention, and the attention away from my parental figures. Like, I am a mama magnet. Like, I can't get away with that. And I am, I just, it's something that I don't care a lot about. And I think, like I said, when I found out, I don't remember where the site was. I didn't copy the URL. It wasn't bookmarked. I didn't have a PDF or even a Mac shortcut. I can't remember where I found it, but I knew it was a female-oriented site. So again, opposition, right? If it applies to girls, it can apply to dudes. So again, it's that. I don't know if I talked about this too, but also social capital. You've heard about that social capital. It was from the 1800s with that sociologist. I can't remember his name. Teresa Bullock here in New Hampshire, the expert on autism. She used him as a reference near the later ends of her life. But one of my problems was I was socially bankrupt, okay? Because any social infraction you made was a charge. So imagine you're carrying a credit card for your social status, and every mistake you made, you had to get charged. And it depended on how big the infraction was, or it wasn't an infraction, but it could just be, you made a mistake, or you flubbed up and you weren't able to forgive yourself, because again, forgiving yourself for your inactions is the MO here in the state. It's very sad to be honest. And so you literally are paying money, right? Because like I said, like you would go to the stores or whatever, just get one or two things, just to kind of like, again, this is probably with the Matt Gaetz saga now, it's probably not okay to do, and I wouldn't recommend doing what I did, to go buy stuff in a store to get a girl attention. It's because it can be considered illegal, right? And I don't encourage people to do illegal stuff. So I did that because I thought, well, maybe maybe this is how I get the attention. And my mother's very protective. And again, when I was a teenager, and I really do say this, like when you're a teenager, while you're typical or not, it's still critical developmental years. And the moment you get gunk in the brain and you're like, because I still believe, what I mean, I still believe was that the standards for the peak of the developmental brain was 25, but prior to the millennials, it was at 15. I still believe that is still the standard, but the reason why it was changed is we tolerated the slow developmental growth for mostly on the millennial generation. The millennials are slowly getting married and knocked up and having offsprings, but I was getting a lot of mixed messages, both at home and in school. I wasn't really taught sex. In either. There was variable reasons why that wasn't the case. But for me, it was, there wasn't unity. I didn't have a wing guy in my life. I didn't have, again, and it goes back to like Stephen, why you piss on men, because I didn't have a good male model in my life, and it all began with my father impregnating my mother, who would never accept the presence of this individual. Then 12 and a half years later, Mr. Steph at the middle school in Londonderry. His laser sharp focus on science was, and not having that emotional connection to the students on a one-on-one basis, I think just started the ball rolling, where I just couldn't get a male figure in my life, a positive male figure. And while it might change soon or presently, because there are some males in my life, I won't identify you, but it's still, I really do believe the attraction of attractive young bubbly female that has the warmth and personality, who's very attractive. Because again, I'm attracted to all types of women. You would call me a whore and a horny little 34-year-old dude, but in reality, I'm attracted to the personality and the looks. And sometimes the marriage of those two can really be the case. It's hard to find a good girl that has a loving personality, where if the guy wants a hug from you, it wants to have some physical, he's either attracted to you both visually and the persona. Because if you guys get along with your personalities, you're probably gonna get attracted to the physical stuff too. And it's just hard to find. And like today, that girl I was talking about a couple weeks ago at Marshall's, I think I saw her again today, because she was shown, not like she was showing off her belly, but skin was showing. And that's the same girl, that curvy, or so what? I don't know how to describe a girl. I don't want to do that. She was there. She was sturdy as hell. Again, so it's like, again, how am I supposed to, like, if you're a bitch and you're like, my stuff doesn't smell, I'm perfect of all roses, a guy's not gonna even try to talk with you, okay? I'm telling you.